Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. So we're going to do the reflections for March, my March tarot journal. I have a little look through, see if I can inspire some of you to start up your own journals, and we'll see what decks I used. I'm just gonna have a sip of tea and let's get going. Okay, as always, I am working two books. I have my daily pulls grid, which we'll look at properly in a minute. And from there, I expand on it sometimes into my beautiful moon diary. So we were March. If and when I get time, what I want to start doing with this diary as well, for those who do have it, is work with the herbs that they mention. I mean, I use thyme in my cooking, but just to be more mindful of when I'm using it and how I'm using it, and seeing if I can notice any differences when I use it with regards to the magical properties or the healing or the intentions that they put in the books. So that's something I want to start doing. I've just been basically crazy busy up until this point, but it's something I might like to try and get into my practice. Now, as you know, when I do my daily draw, I write keywords down in my main journal, and then in here I just expand. So this is my basic tarot journaling for anyone who doesn't know what to do, doesn't know how to be, where to start or how to get going. This might be the easiest way to go. So pull your daily card. If you have any old journal, write what you've got. So I do a key, and then just a bit of writing about what you think the card means to you. You could have a page a day, you could have one of these, you could have a smaller diary, it's up to you, whatever works. And that's how I use this diary. And as you can see, sometimes I don't do at all. Sometimes I literally write a couple words. It doesn't have to be big things that you're writing. I mean, not a lot at all yesterday. And then we have today's. And we're moving into April. And I'm ready. So April, just for those who are curious, is going to be the dandelion. So we'll see if I get around to working with it or not. It'll be interesting. If I do, I'll update you next time. But if I don't, I'll probably say exactly what I've said at the start of this one. And then I've got my, I used the compliment slip from the Flickering Cauldron, which is where these come from, as my bookmark. And as I've said before, if you're interested in these books, this one has sold out, is my understanding. The pre-order for next year's is coming soon, so you need to sign up onto their website or their Facebook page to be on the pre-orders list to make sure you get one. But they do have the really beautiful Egyptian diary, and also follows the moon cycles. It's not a magical format like this one, but it does have its own rather magical elements to it. And that one, as I say, is still available. So here we go then, my 2022. This was a pack of 3 jotters, plain jotters, that cost me about £4, I think, in, I don't know, the Range, a shop like that in the UK. And here we have March. And I know I had given you a heads up that my theme was going to be green, because March, clovers, the luck of the Irish. Although I've moved a little bit from how I sort of honour St. Patrick's Day, I suppose. But it is part of my heritage, so it's still there, just not as prominent as maybe it used to be, now that I know a bit more about it. My working decks were the Trionfi Rose, and I chose to use the Avatara. And then I added an oracle in as well, so I put that in afterwards. And study deck, I knew it was going to be a really busy month. In fact, the next month's going to be busy as well. So my studying of the Thoth is not happening. So I'm not even putting that pressure on myself. I left it blank. And my card a day here, for those who have this sort of page in their other diaries, there it is. There's my notation for the card and wording that sprung to mind when I pulled that card. No big write-ups, no big feelings about this, just as simple as the keywords that come to mind when I pull the card, and then they will get transferred into my other one, and then I expand on what I'm thinking. Here we have my week ahead spreads. So the first one was starting Monday the 28th February to Friday the 4th of March. My week aheads are for work, so Monday to Friday usually. And that's what I base this on, what's coming up, what the situation of the week is going to be, what might be the obstacles, where the solution might be, and then a reflectional spread here. So it's all on one page. I used to do them separately, different pages. Actually, it's easier to come back and see them just in one go this way. And then I try to leave blank space for any other reflection, thoughts, feelings, songs, synchronicities, notations that come to mind throughout the week or after I've laid up the spread, because I write about the cards and pertaining to that situation specifically, and then I might get an overall intuitive hit for the whole reading, and that might be something that I put down there. So on that week I've put be patient, listen and learn, ask questions, use this time to your advantage, do not stress over it. So I think that's some good advice for any of us. I did some throwdown pages, as I'm calling them here, which was a template from the Magical Notes Tarot journal pages. It was a free one that they sent me with these stickers that I use to stick in. So it's just a box there. So we've got, what do I need to know about these cards? And then my answer comes over here. I do put down the mood that I'm in if I want to. I did an Avatara spread here, which is quite interesting. It came out of the book, so it was based on hope, union and blood. So they're in here, and then I've color coded my questions to match the cards over there. And again, you can see, so if I had this one basically was, I had the card of the day plus this one that jumped out. So I wanted to know why it jumped out on top of the other card of the day. And then I got my kind of readings there. Now, I don't always have spread positions for the cards that come out, just to warn you. Sometimes it's just if 4 jump out, I'll take the 4 cards, or I'll put them down until I feel like I need to stop or I'm called to stop. And I just do it that way. Here I wanted to know, why do these cards feel like trouble? Constantly looking back, time to face forwards is what I've written, because my knight is facing that way. And then I've put, I wanted to know as a situation, the action I need to take, and a probable outcome. So I've done that one as a situational spread. And here we go, just simply tell me about the star card that came out in my reading. You know, what else do I need to know about the Ace of Wands? And I've got a space, a blank one at the bottom. I haven't quite filled it, but that was really useful. So instead of journaling it somewhere or nowhere, as I was often doing it, nowhere at all, I just got to document it somewhere. So it was fun. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'll do it again. I have a 3-point spread here, which I never got round to using. I'm a bit disappointed, but I can come back to it in April and use it at any point. So I'll come back to this one at another opportunity when I've got time, because work is crazy busy. Then I have a simple Sunday spread from BohoTarot, and this one was how can I nurture my connection to my emotional self, and I did take pictures of the 3 cards that came out and pop them in here. And this was the Witch's Oracle, I believe. We have the new moon in Pisces spread, for those who aren't sure what new moon it was. We're there, and then I have a picture of my spread, which again, there you go. So my spreads deck was the Avatara for most of this. Despite, what did I do? Although I have put my stickers in here, that deck used was the Avatara here as well. It's just in this one. I was feeling creative, so I know I pre-drew this page up in advance, but I then took a photo of the spread and put it in, and then my reflections were still the same deck, but I used my stickers instead. And my overall feeling for the whole week was see with truth and act with love. Then we had April from Tarot and Witchery did a Mystical March journaling prompt. And for those who watched, I did do a live kind of based on this one. And each week she emailed them, so you had to sign up to email, and then you get your prompts emailed to you. So I began it. And then we have the second week here, the 8th to the 14th of March. Again, we have her prompts and spreads here and a little letter that I'd written to myself. We have the week ahead spread for me. So I've got a nice colourful one here. again, it was obviously the week of the 14th to the 18th of March. We have my clovers, we have the pot of gold, we have the rainbow, we have the sparkly washi tape. No need to say what week that was. And then I have my full moon in Virgo from Ethony here. I've drawn it up. I was meant to take a picture of I left that gap there. I wanted to take a picture of my spread and stick it down, but basically forgot. That's okay, because I have put relevant cards here to go with what went on, and I've answered my questions anyway. Then we have the week ahead spread again here. So what you've noticed probably for this month is there aren't many simple Sunday spreads or in-between spreads. There's no goddess spreads because, as I said, I just didn't have time. So I've kept it quite basic. And even down to spending time writing is quite small as well. So flowers are coming up. I attempted to draw a daffodil. I've stuck a few more flowers in here just for spring has sprung for the equinox, 21st of March. And I felt like with the water energy as well, I'm sailing away. Don't ask, I'm not sure. And then I've got some more mystical March journaling prompts from Tarot and Witchery. So here we have the 15th to 21st of March. She did a lunar light full moon illumination spread, which I've done there, which is basically, it was more, her prompts felt a bit more righty than this sort of spread. So there's a lot more writing and less to see, I suppose, but I tried to make it look pretty. So what you can see in this one is I've highlighted two colours, and so the blue indicates the simple spread if you were just wanting to do one pathway, because there was two pathways to this spread. So this is one spread here, and then the yellow are the additional spreads that you could add into it, which make the spread much, much bigger. So I think this was the paved path, and then the whole thing is the forest path, if I remember correctly. And then we have, so we have the lunar light, so second full moon spread basically in there. And this is this week. So this one finishes tomorrow, 1st of April, Friday. And I will do my reflections when I get time over the weekend about this week. I quite like this page. I don't know if you can see it as well as I can, but just the polka dots bringing all the colours in is what I quite liked. And again, you can see I'm going with the florals, bringing in spring. And then I haven't got anything there. And then in the back, I've just started making notes of some YouTubers that I want to go back and have a look at. So there we go. That's my March journal reflections. And let's take a look at the cards. So what should we start with? The Avatara is out of the box. So let's have a look at this one. This one by Gabby Angus West comes in a lovely box with a magnetic clasp or closure. Leave that open there. Comes with a book, and the book has entries from the diary of Avatara, kind of explaining the cards in a way, but in a diary entry, so how that might have affected or been part of that day to help, I don't know, I suppose sometimes it helps understand how that might read into my own day's practice, but for some I found them a little bit more confusing. And then we just have the meanings at the bottom and some symbols that are in the cards. So I mostly just stuck down here and didn't take a lot from here, but these were interesting to read just in general, like the creativity along with the cards in the book. So that's the book, and then we have the cards, which I have done a flip through unboxing of. So these are the gilded with the gorgeous backs. You can see the ribbons there with the bombs, the sunshine, and obviously they're reversible. And then we have the gorgeous artwork. So the artwork on these are non-forgiving. They're not what I would call glamorous, but they are full of amazing colours, imagination. Abby's artwork, I really like the way she draws. I don't know if anyone noticed, but the blasted tower. Yeah, so these are quite, for an Ace of Pentacles, that's not your average Ace of Pentacles, but when I was looking into it, I was like, what am I seeing here? So I don't know if you guys are looking the same, but I'm seeing hip bones. It feels like these are hip bones, and these are the thighs. I'm not sure what we call them, femurs, coming down. But then there's all of this inside, you know, there's an egg there that's cracked, or is it a pathway? How the bones are coming down like tendrils, almost grounding, I would say. That's almost like putting down your roots to ground your energy. And then all these beautiful flowers wrapped into the bones. And we have the crystals like up and down all around us. And then just like stars perpetuating. Is that the energy? Is that your energy center? But yeah, I found that really kind of a really interesting spread. And then I wasn't sure what these are. They almost remind me of pine cones in the pentacles. Oops, sorry. But yeah, as you see, you can get lost in these cards forever and a day. King of Swords, he came up a few times for me actually. So I found him quite curious. Like, was he sharpshooting? Is he stressed? Is he okay? Depending on when the cards came out, do you know? What is he shooting at? Is he shooting the breeze? So many things, so many thoughts and words would come to mind. You have the Emperor. But yeah, so that was my spreads deck. And it does look, I suppose, she says, so it does look good in a spread, of course. That's the point to it. But as you can see, there's a lot going on when you do get them down in a spread. It's probably better as a day card, but in a spread it takes a little while to pick out. It took me a little while to pick out what was going on. But I know that Candy gets, I think she gets her messages really instantly from this deck, because it speaks to her much faster than I think it speaks to me, but that's okay. I enjoy reading with it. It's the most important part here, and I use it when I have time to. So that was my spreads deck, and I'll have to spend more time with this deck and perhaps use it as a daily card pull as well at some point, just to get more rounds in with that one. Now I did, because this one arrived last week, so I did do a spread with this, so I thought I'd better give it an honourable mention. So the Harmonious Tarot from Total Tarot, the subscription. So if you wanted to see what comes in that subscription, you can check out my videos on those. But this, I just wanted to see how it worked. So there was a spread in the book, so I did do a spread in the book with this one, but the spread was more a kind of cheeky spread, so these cards didn't quite match the spread and the kind of answers that they gave, because this is very gentle. The point to this deck is that you're meant to feel into the answer rather than see the answer, or get kind of instant answers. So it feels like a slow deck. It's slow for reading with, to me, at least to me. Yeah, so it wasn't the right deck for the spread that I did, but I used it on a previous edition that came with a different deck, which would make sense. So if they're matching their spreads to the decks that they're supplying, then it would make sense why this one didn't quite go with the one that I pulled out. But yeah, so I did do a spread with that, so I thought I'd better mention it and just show it to you. And then my all-time favourite, so in the Witch's Casket box that came this month as well, this pouch had some items in it which I decided was perfect size to hold my daily pulls deck, and that has been this one, and it's my surprise favourite. Where are we? The whole thing's upside down. It's my surprise favourite deck. This became a surprise reader for me. I didn't expect to like this as much as I did when I got it 12 months or more ago now. I can't even remember when I got this one. And I really like this deck. So this one, it's quick for reading with. It's a quick, clear, it looks like they're all over the place. It just gives me quick answers because it's a Marseille. There's not too much time. I don't need to be staring into that picture forever and a day trying to get my answers out. It's just a few words, which is why my spreads for the day are a lot quicker, a lot shorter. Thanks to this deck, basically. It's when I'm short of time, it really did make a difference to what I was up to. And the dogs have just come to join me. So that was my daily deck. Which I love. And then this one, the surprise deck. Now, I can't remember when it actually arrived. Start of the month? I'm not sure. But this is, some of you might recognise it. So this is the Witch's Oracle. And I've trimmed it. And I've actually edged it. And I've made a bag. And I'm in the middle of finishing up the book. So this is a really good deck for working with, I have found. Really enjoyed it. I was using it as part of my April challenge for Tarot and Witchery, Mystic March. The cards kind of hit home a lot. They had plenty of meaning to what was going on around me and my circumstances. And they fit in a lot with my sort of practice and understanding and my own spiritual journey. So it was really nice. We've got the moon practices in here, working with your animal guides. So really enjoyed working with this one. It'll probably be around for a bit longer because it still kind of calls to me, so I don't know that I'm hanging it up just yet. And then I was making a book, so just taking the words out of the book and basically copying them into this one because it fits with the deck better. I could have done with a smaller book, but I think this one's actually the perfect size because of my handwriting. Let's do it that way. So I had to make a little pouch just to keep it all together. And I am not the best sewer or anything, so I'm quite messy actually. I've left it out. I need to get some glue, hot glue, and I'll be done. So that is my pouch for the Witch's Oracle. And then one other thing that I have been up to is creating. This has taken me the best part of the month anyway. So yeah, so I've been wire wrapping and adding crystals and things. It's just something that's kept me busy over the month really. Off and on, this has taken probably about 4 or 5 hours worth of work, I think. So yeah, off and on I've been doing this, and I just thought that I would share it with you all because, as you know, jewellery is mentioned in my channel name, and this is why, for everyone that's been wondering what does it pertain to, is this. So I thought I would just share it with you guys so that you can see what else I am up to. Okay, that is me. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one, and take care.